This is just another example of a program with a function in it, but in here you'll notice that the function itself is a little bit more complicated because it has an if statement in it. And keep in mind that once you start to write functions, the ones we've been looking at are very simple, but you actually can put any types of statements in functions. If statements, if else, switch statements. You can put loops inside of functions, anything you want. So here in this example, you'll see that the divide function is going to take in two parameters, arg1 and arg2. If arg2 is equal to 0, because it is a divide function, it's just going to divide the first by the second. If the second one is 0, it'll say, sorry, I cannot divide, and then it'll return. And I'm just showing you here a simple return statement. At this point, just returns right out of the function. So it won't go on any further or execute any more statements. And you don't want to do this all the time. Sometimes it can be done by error checking, might be one example. There are some limited uses for it. Like if in this case you don't want to divide by 0, you want to get out, it would make sense to return out of this. So we ask the user to enter two numbers, and I'll divide the first by the second. We read in the two numbers, and then we call the divide function. So we're going to send num1 and num2. Num1 will get passed into arg1 here, num2 will get passed into arg2, and then if arg2 is equal to 0, you'll get an error message and it'll return. Otherwise, you'll get the quotient is arg1 divided by arg2, and then when that function ends, that's pretty much the end of the program. So I'll put two numbers, 8 and 3, right? There's the quotient, and if I run it again and I put in, let's say, 8 and 0, I'm going to get an error message. I cannot divide by 0. So that's just a simple use of a return statement, and you might start to see that in some of your code, or see some uses for that in your code.